Welcome back to the fourth and final session of developing your business plan. You've hung in there this long, you've put in a lot of work. So let's figure out now what we do with all of this information and all of the goals, the strategies, the tactics that you have gathered together. How do we put this into a very strategic plan so you have a roadmap for the next year of what you need to be doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? That's our strategic plan. Okay, it's four different parts here that I've broken it down for you in. First is creating our tactical plan. That's taking all those objectives and really plotting them out as to when they're going to happen throughout the year. Second is we're going to take a look at identifying any tools, training, technology resources that you might need to achieve your goals. And then third, we're going to prioritize our plan, figure out what you need to do in the next 30 days, the next 60 days. And then finally, we're going to talk about how to stay accountable to the plan. That's the key, right? A plan is only as good as the work that you're willing to put into it and then staying accountable to it. It's one thing to do all of this work. What we don't want to have happen is for you to put this on a shelf and to not use this as a roadmap for the next 12 months. All right, so first thing that we're going to talk about, and this is in your workbook, these are screenshots directly from your workbook, but we're going to plot out our objectives by quarter. So if you remember some of the objectives that I had in my example, were things such as that strategy, consistent contact with my COI. And one of the things that I put in there, or no, I'm sorry, let's go to the second strategy. That was to add 100 contacts to my COI. And one of the things I put in there was to farm my neighborhood. Well, what am I going to do that? I want to start laying those things out. So that's where I use this objective by quarter to start laying those things out. And you might not like this format. You might like doing it by month, and that's totally fine. This kind of gives you just a template to work off of. If there's another format that you'd rather use, by all means, please use that. But if you'd rather plot it out by month, I just didn't want to overwhelm you too much with these objectives. One of the other things that I put in there was attending a networking event every quarter. So I'm going to plot that out and figure out, okay, what networking events do I want to attend? What organizations do I want to attend? One of the things I put was to join a community organization. Well, I need to figure out when I'm going to do that, right? So you're going to plot out your objectives by quarter. Really give yourself kind of some goals broken down by quarter of what you want to have accomplished or when you need to be doing some of these things, because they can't all happen today. They can't all happen before the beginning of the year, and you don't want to try to load them all into January. So let's get strategic about breaking these things down and give yourself some mini goals by quarter or by month. The next thing that's in your workbook is actually a month by month, and this is your touch points with your clients. So these could be the things that you're spending some money on. And you've got to have out one of the objectives I have with under that first strategy with staying in contact with my COI was to plan a client appreciation event. Well, if I don't sit here at the beginning of the year and figure out when I want to have that and what I want to do, it's never going to get planned. Never going to get planned. So I might want to put that in this marketing touch point. If I'm going to send out postcards, Royals postcards schedule, chief schedule. I want to send out something for the beginning of school next year that has all of the school dates for various school districts on it. I could plan that out. Start planning out your marketing and communication by month. You're going to send out the monthly e-newsletter, put that on here. If you're going to do additional drip campaigns, put those on here. When are you going to be kind of that mass marketing to your COI base and to potential clients? That's what you want to plot out on this second one that goes by month. All right, now we're going to go through a process called have, want, need. And I apologize, hopefully, let's go backwards. I'm going to give you a couple of examples on these. There's a process that we used to use called stop, start, continue. You could use that process as well. But what I want you to do is figure out, based on your strategies, based on your objectives, what do you have in place already to accomplish those? Do you have those postcards created already? Do you have a resource for those postcards? We've got Print Time as a partner. What do they have available? And maybe put on there what you already have, what you want. So what you need to go out and get, and then what you need. The want and need is pretty similar. There's a slight variation there to it, and I want to show you an example of this. So I've got on my have column here, monthly e-newsletter. That I have. I know I can add people to it. It goes out automatically for me via HomeSuite. Why does that keep flipping on me? I apologize. My want, I want to layer in a closed client drip campaign. So when somebody closes, they get put on a drip campaign, and it starts giving them some maybe home maintenance tips, some seasonal type greetings from them, a home anniversary email that goes to them. That's something that I want to do. Well, what do I need to accomplish that? I need to get some training on how to do the drips in HomeSuite. So I'm going to put that in my need column. So that's how you work through this have, want, need. Again, you could use the stop, start, continue method. Lots of different ways to break this down, but you really need to look at those objectives and figure out, okay, what do I need to be doing to make sure that I can achieve these? What do I already have that is in place that I need to gather together at certain times, whether that's, I already have 1,000 of those plastic sleeves to go around and door knock when I'm in a farm my neighborhood to put something in. The other thing that you might want to look at here is from a marketing perspective, a personal marketing perspective. Do you need some additional pieces for your listing presentation? You need to start creating those, maybe for your buyer presentation. What do you need for your social media strategy? What do you already have? What do you want? And then what do you need? So hopefully that makes sense. This really is going to break down for you, okay, what do you need to prioritize? What do you need to go out and get, or start creating or start thinking about? Or training. What training do you need? Gosh, I really want to, to have a very, meaty social media plan. Well, what do I need to accomplish that? Do I need to go out and take some training on it? Do I need to hire somebody to help me with it? Do I need to have a content calendar? Where can I find that? This is the exercise that we go through to really put those pieces into place. Hopefully that's pretty clear on how you use this piece. Okay, our next piece. We've got all of this stuff now, right? We've got this comprehensive plan. And what really becomes a hurdle for a lot of people is, where do I start with this? Take that whole want and need list, and let's prioritize those things. What do I need to be doing in the next 30 and 60 days to set this strategic plan up so it is working? You don't want to wait until January 1st to start this. What do you need to be doing to prepare? What things do you need to be gathering? What training do you need to be attending? That's where we boil it down to, okay, what does my next 30 and 60 days look like? What do I need to start doing to prepare myself for success next year? And then finally, under strategic plan, and the last piece of this, and probably the most important piece of a business plan, is accountability. How are you going to stay accountable to this plan? First and foremost, once you have this together, set up a one-on-one with your broker to go through this. Lean on, that's what they're there for. Lean on them to help keep you accountable to this. There are others in your office that, and I hope many in your office are doing this plan. Put together some PIT groups, put together some accountability groups that meet weekly to keep everybody on track. You come in and report on, did you make your 5 contacts every day? And if you didn't, why not? What are you struggling with? Because there are others that are struggling with the same things, and we can help each other and lean into it. A couple of thoughts for you here on the accountability piece outside of that. Practice the art of self-forgiveness. We've got these great plans now, and what'll tend to happen is we don't do so well the first couple of weeks, or we're doing great, and then all of a sudden we get busy because it's the beginning of February, and here comes the onslaught of the spring market with listings and buyers, and the plan just kind of falls to the wayside. It's bound to happen. Every day isn't going to be perfect. Every week isn't going to be perfect. You're going to fall off the path. Practice the art of self-forgiveness. Just because you've had a bad day, a bad week, you've not done the things that you're supposed to be doing, doesn't mean that you just ditch the whole plan and throw your hands up and say, forget it. Bring yourself back, get yourself back on track with it. Third thing I put on here is following the path of least resistance. Okay, it's kind of seems counterintuitive, but that's what we want you to do. Follow the path of what are the easy buttons? What are the things that you can do that are easy for you to accomplish, and tackle those. Tackle those first. Focus on the money makers. If you've taken any of my training in the past, and if you take any of it in the future, you'll know this line that I use. If it doesn't save you time or make you more money, then it's not worth doing. Focus on those things. Devote your time to those things that are going to make you money, that are going to make you profitable, that are going to allow you to live out that why. And then allocate your time wisely, kind of bleeds into that. Quit wasting your time on things that aren't the money makers. Make sure that your time is devoted to the important things in this plan and the important things at home. I heard in the wrap up this week, I was a part of the NAR Leadership Academy. And the last presenter that we had this week was Ron Phipps. He was a past NAR president from Rhode Island, amazing speaker, amazing orator, and he just speaks from the heart and the gut. And one of the quotes that he gave us that will stick with me forever, that I'll share with you, is your family doesn't deserve the rest of you, they deserve the best of you. Make sure you're allocating your time wisely so you're able to spend quality time on your why, quality time with your family. It's easy to come into the office, to get buried in work, and to forget about the things that are most important to us, that drive us to that why. When you do come into the office and start doing things, don't just do the busy work. Don't just do the things that make you feel like you're busy. Do the things that are going to make you money. Start with those. Start with those. And sometimes you need to step back and evaluate, am I spending my time wisely? Am I spending my time on the right things that are going to get me to that goal so I can live out my why? All right. Last slide for you here. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, it comes from what you do consistently. At the end of the day, it's all about staying consistent and working your plan. I hope that you've gotten a lot out of this. And again, this is not something that I want you to go through and stick on the shelf and then forget that you've done it. This should be a living, breathing document that you're using throughout the year, that you're using every week to plan your week. If you need some additional resources, we have available for you the Ninja Business Tracker. That's a great way to track what you're doing to stay on task, to keep working towards these goals. We've got some other trackers available for you. If you need some systems, lean into us, let me know, let your brokers know, and they can point you in the right direction. But we've got to remain consistent with our plan. Otherwise, it's just as good as the paper that it was written on. I hope you've enjoyed this whole series. I hope that you've really taken it to heart and spent some good quality time putting together a good plan for next year, so you can be successful. Again, if you need help, if you get stuck, please, please, please reach out to me, reach out to your brokers, reach out to those in your offices that are going through the same process. We're all here to help you, and we want to see you be successful. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for investing the time in yourself to make sure that you're successful. Have a good one.